Hi, it's Jennifer from Shabby Fabrics. Today I'm going to show you how to create a hanging sleeve for projects. Now specifically, these are from the A Year in Words Wall Hanging Club. This is a Shabby Fabrics exclusive design. We have a new project for each month, and in our previous series we've had hanging tabs. Well, we're discovering that I think we like our sleeve in the back even a little bit better because it just kind of helps the craft hanger kind of just settle into the project versus kind of being above the project. So I want to show you the back of that, what that looks like. If you've never created a hanging sleeve before, I'm going to show you how. It's super simple, and for a lot of quilts that go to a quilt show, you're required to put a hanging sleeve on the back of your quilt. So this information does translate not only to these cute little projects, but also relate to any hanging sleeve that you'd want to add to a quilt. Again, potentially for a quilt that's about to be judged in a show, or maybe you just want to display it that way in your home. The first thing that we're going to be doing is you'll put your binding on as you normally would, except we're going to leave the top. We've stitched down everything else. We've left the top portion open. I'll show you why we're doing that. Now the width of this particular wall hanging is 10.5 inches. You don't really want your hanging sleeve to go all the way to the edge, or you're running into the binding that's already sewn on. So you're going to be coming in from the edges a certain amount. For a larger quilt, it could be as much as 5 inches. In this instance, our hanging sleeve, we started with a piece of fabric that's 2 by 9. So these are 10.5 inches wide. So it's just, you kind of figure out your hanging sleeve. Let me show you this one more time. The hanging sleeve is inside from the edges a certain distance. So if it's not exactly 2 by 9, in this instance 2 by 8.5, it really doesn't matter. The whole point is you want to create stability in the back for the hanger to beautifully display whatever project that you're working on. We are going with a 2 by 9 to start with, and that is also part of what's in your binding kit. Now what I'm showing you today is included in instructions in your A Year in Words wall hanging kits if you're purchasing those. I wanted to show you what it is though in person, how to do it, because it's a little easier to see it, you know, when someone shows it to you, and it's new for us at Shabby Fabrics. All of our previous wall hangings have been from the tab, so this is new. We've got our 2 by 9, and we'll be using our hot ruler today. I love this, and our Panasonic iron, which is cordless. I love this because sometimes in my sewing room I'm a far distance away from my project and I run out of cord. The first thing we'll go ahead and do is we're going to measure down 1/4 inch, and I have my 1/4 inch mark here. I want you to see that in the overhead camera. There's my nice 1/4 inch, so I don't have to guess. I can just bring that edge up and move my ruler over. It's amazing how much heat this ruler can take. We've used it over and over and over, and it looks brand new. It's incredible how this is a heat-resistant material. This is from Clover. Their products are engineered in Japan, and they're of the most, they've really thought things through. Just like this, you know, previously when I would do a seam of 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch, I'm kind of guessing or kind of like following along with the ruler. I love that these products solve real problems that we have in the sewing room. So 1/4 inch folded down, and that's how you use the hot press ruler. Now just to keep things speeded up, on the sides I'm going to fold in 1/2 inch. Again, just find your 1/2 inch mark. It's that line right there. Put that on your fabric, bring it over and press. We've done that on both ends. You'll go ahead and you're going to sew just about 1/8 inch on those two ends. You don't need to do anything at the bottom at this point. You could, but it's harmless to leave that like that, and I'll show you why later. So we only put 1/8 inch seam allowance in those two ends. So let me get rid of these other two. Now we'll go ahead and take this to our project. You can either just visually try to find center, or you could fold this project in half, mark it with your friction pen of where that spot is. That way your hanging sleeve is exactly at the midpoint of your project. And I can just either put a crease in that with my fingers, or I could mark it. Let's just crease that with our fingers. Now the part that has the folded edge is going to go down, and the raw edge is going to go up top, and I'm going to match my drawn line. I want to make sure the overhead camera can see that. The drawn line from where my crease is that I just kind of finger pressed. Now you'll want to go ahead and pin this very well, because when we first put the hanging sleeves on, we noticed that they want to creep. When you sew them down, they just kind of want to travel with you. So be sure you've gone ahead and pin this well so it doesn't move on you. Now when we're sewing that down, we want to sew with less than 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to suggest 1/8 of an inch. If you go a full quarter, you risk having those stitches showing on the front of your project. Now I want to make sure that I don't inadvertently sew these bindings. They could easily get a tuck under there. So I'm going to use my Wonder Clips to tuck these out of the way. Let's go to the sewing machine and we're going to sew that 1/8 inch seam. I'm so used to sewing 1/4 as a quilter, I almost don't know how to not do that. Okay, so now we've got the upper portion secured. Of course, we need the sides open, right? And we need to have the bottom tacked. At this point, you're going to finish the project as you normally would the binding. I like to use my Wonder Clips just to clip everything into position. And whether you choose to bind by hand or bind by machine, whatever method you do that at this point. And then for the bottom of the hanging sleeve, it's simply a whip stitch. Here, don't get too loose. You want to have it secured, but primarily the most of the tension will actually be in the upper portion of the hanging sleeve. But go ahead and do a whip stitch across the bottom, and that's all there is to making a hanging sleeve.